Hello, I'm Knuckles. How to play a squash. Squash is a racket and ball sport played by 2 or 4 players in a 4-walled court with a small, hollow rubber ball. The players alternate in striking the ball with their rackets onto the playable surfaces of the 4 walls of the court. The objective of the game is to hit the ball in such a way that the opponent is not able to play a valid return. About 20 million people play squash regularly all over the world. This game was governed by the World Squash Federation, WSF, is recognized by the International Olympic Committee, IOC, but the sport is not part of the Olympic Games, despite a number of applications. Supporters continue to lobby for its incorporation in a future Olympic program. Into the history, squash has its origins in the older game of rackets which was played in London's prisons in the 18th century. Later around 1830, boys at the Harrow School noticed that a punctured ball, which squashed on impact with the wall, offered more variety to the game. The game spread to other schools. The first courts built at the Harrow School were dangerous because they were near water pipes, buttresses, chimneys, and ledges. Natural rubber was the preferred material for the ball. Students modified their rackets to have a smaller reach and improve their ability to play in these cramped conditions. In 1864, the school built 4 outside courts. Soon, the game increased in popularity with various schools, clubs, and private individuals building squash courts, but with no set dimensions. The first squash court in North America was at St. Paul's School in Concord, New Hampshire in 1884. Many years later, in the 1980s, construction shifted from laminated timber to lighter materials, such as aluminum and graphite, with small additions of components like Kevlar, boron, and titanium. Some ball manufacturers such as Dunlop use a different method of grading balls based on experience. They still have the equivalent dot rating, but are named to help choose a ball that is appropriate for one's skill level. The 4 different ball types are intro, blue dot, 140% of pro bounce, progress, red dot, 120% of pro bounce, competition, single yellow dot, 110% of pro bounce, and pro, double yellow dot. Many squash venues mandate the use of shoes with non-marking tread and eye protection. Some associations require that all juniors and doubles players must wear eye protection. The National Institutes of Health recommends wearing goggles with polycarbonate lenses. The squash court is a playing surface surrounded by 4 walls, can be seen in the schematic diagram. We can now depict by a 3-dimensional, but this is an indoor playing challenge. The entire capacity of an indoor room is 10 meters in length, 6 meters in breadth, and 6 meters in height. In the front wall, the boundary line above the ground is 5 meters, the serve line above the ground is 2 meters. When you serve, you must have at least 1 whole foot in the box and in contact with the floor, or it is a foot fault and you lose the point. Lower line above the ground is 0.5 meters, called a tin. In the either side of the wall, the boundary line is tilted and its height reduces to 2 meters till at the back wall. The service line on the ground, one is along with the back wall at a distance 4 meters, and another line perpendicular in the middle, which is called a T-position. And a service box along with the side walls is 1.5 by 1.5 meters. If you serve from the left service box, your serve must go to the back quarter of the right side of the court. If you serve from the right service box, your ball must go to the back left-hand quarter of the court. The referee, marker, or the players must then decide whether it is a let ball, a stroke ball, or a no-let. In a let ball, a player is awarded if the obstruction takes place as they are traveling towards the ball but are not yet ready to play the shot or could not play a shot towards the side wall. Next, in a stroke ball, when a player is ready to play a shot, that would likely be a winning shot, towards the front wall, but is unable to because there is a very high chance they would either strike their opponent with the racket or the ball if they played the shot. And finally, in no let, the player who asks for a let ball is deemed to have not been in a position to get the ball back before it bounced twice. This can happen if the ball was too far away from them or if would be impossible to return. When a no let is given, nothing changes and play continues. These are just tactics given above, so, this is how the game works. Like, comment, and subscribe now on YouTube.